Hey guys, how's it going? So a few years ago we had a movie called Frost Nixon, and now we have a movie called Elvis and Nixon, and it's based on this photograph right here, which is the most requested photograph in the National Archives, and so they made a movie about it. So Elvis and Nixon took me by complete surprise this weekend. I'd only seen one trailer for it before and it didn't really look like something I even really wanted to see. The only reason I even bothered seeing it is because it has Michael Shannon and Kevin Spacey, and I love those two actors, and honestly I'd pretty much seen everything else. So I was like, what the hell, I'll go see this. And oh my god, this has got to be one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long time, and just, I'm telling you guys. So this movie stars Michael Shannon as Elvis and Kevin Spacey as President Nixon. And basically this movie takes place during the course of about one day when literally back in the 1970s, Elvis Presley showed up on the lawn of the White House and basically demanded to see the President of the United States. Why? Because he wanted to get a badge to be a federal agent at large. So I saw like the 10:25 p.m. showing. I was the only person in the theater, and oh my god, I was gut busting laughing in this movie. I had no idea what a comedy this was. It was awesome. You guys have got to see this. What I love about it is that the movie doesn't take itself too seriously. It's not a serious movie at all. It's basically you got Michael Shannon and Kevin Spacey, and what's great about their acting in this movie is they're not straight up doing impressions of the characters they're portraying, you know? It'd be real easy to fall in that trap of like doing an Elvis impersonation or a Nixon impersonation. But what they do is they capture the essence of who those people are. You know, Elvis, man, the way he portrays him in this movie, the best way I can explain it is if you take Dwight from The Office and Michael Jackson and you mush them together and you get Michael Shannon's portrayal of Elvis in this movie. The reason I say Dwight and Michael Jackson will probably make more sense and be more apparent when you see the movie, but just the lines Michael Shannon delivers, it's almost like Dwight when he says things like, you know, I've been studying mind control for the last 10 years, or just little things like that, you know, those things that you're like, what? And the reason I say like Michael Jackson is because as we've all seen in Michael Jackson interviews, he's a little bit aloof, you know, he doesn't quite get how the world works the same way the rest of us do, and that's the way Michael Shannon kind of portrays Elvis in this. He kind of just doesn't get why you can't just see the President of the United States if you ask to see him. You know, little things like that. Now, seeing Kevin Spacey as President Nixon at first threw me off a little bit. It took me a minute to get into his character because I just came fresh off of seeing season 4 of House of Cards, where he's also the President of the United States, and he's way more serious, he's way more devious, you know. And in here, he's just kind of playing this different take on a president, obviously. But once I got House of Cards out of my mind, he really did embody President Nixon, because again, he's not doing an impression, but there's just something about the profile, his haircut, the essence, the way he talks subtly. He just pulls it off very well. Kevin Spacey is, man, he is a good actor. Now, you do have other actors in this movie, such as Alex Pettyfer, Johnny Knoxville, and Colin Hanks. And you know, these guys have smaller roles, but they all pull their weight in this movie. They do an amazing job, just kind of the side characters that really tie everything together. Now, even though this movie is a comedy, it is by no means a spoof in any way. There's actually some random, really serious moments where you kind of get into the mind of Elvis a little bit. He kind of has this little monologue where he's talking about how he's treated more as a thing than as a person. And there's a couple other deep moments in the movie that I won't spoil for you, but it kind of brings you in from laughing and reminds you that this is a real person and this was a real event that happened. And I don't know, it's just something really heartfelt about this movie. And honestly, guys, I was trying to think of some cons for this movie, but coming fresh out of it, at least, I really can't think of anything. I enjoyed this movie so much. I had a smile on my face basically the entire time. I was laughing. There was heartfelt moments. This movie came out of nowhere, and I'm going to have to give it marriage material. Man, I got to make everybody see this movie. So basically, they made a really good movie based off a photograph. Are there any historical photographs that you've seen that you don't really know the story behind that you want them to make a movie about? Let me know. Let's talk about it. And also, if you want to see another really good Michael Shannon movie that's out, remember to check out Midnight Special. Watch my review on that. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Remember to like the video. If you dislike it, let me know why, because I'm always trying to improve this channel. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Niddleman. And I finally hit 200 subscribers, which might seem small to a lot of you, but to me that's a big deal. My next goal is 1,000. And stay tuned for some more of my movie reviews if you can handle it. Go.